Okay, we're back on LetsDefend.io, working our way through the SOC analyst pathway. We've got the challenges from the malware fundamentals unit. We've got malicious VBA as the challenge. So I've got it open here. Provides us with invoice.vb. I've already extracted it. Now, what I did was I catted the file and then copy and pasted it out of the VM. We'll just go through it here. So now I can copy it. And I've pasted it into Notepad here, or Cape, which is what I'm using to make things a bit easier. And just the only other thing we need in the VM is md5 sum invoice.vb. We can grab the hash. Okay, and we can put that into VirusTotal, and we can see that it is malicious. So that just confirms. I mean, the challenge is to investigate the malicious file, but this confirms it is malicious. We can look through the details a bit here, but the challenge on this one is to try and figure out what's going on with the file. So we can go through the questions here. The document initiates the download of a payload after the execution. Can you tell me what website is hosting it? What is the file name of the payload, including their extension? What method is it using to establish a HTTP connection between the files on the malicious web server? What user agent string is it using? What object does the attacker use to be able to read and write text files and binary files? And the last question is, what is the object the attacker uses for WMI execution? Possibly they are using this to hide the suspicious application running in the background. And from the notes on the challenge, one of the employees has received a suspicious document attached in the invoice email. They sent you the file to investigate. You managed to extract some strings from the VBA macro document. Can you refer to CyberChef and decode the suspicious strings? So we know that the challenge is to try and decode the VB file. If we load CyberChef, what we can do is start to run through that. So we've got the hex strings here, and they try and split them apart, and we need to combine them back together. So grab that and that. So we're combining this, and it's giving us our tinyurl.com. And if we go back, we can see that was the answer to the first question there. tinyurl.com/G2Z2GH6F. And that's how we found out the answer. And then working our way through the next encode we've got here. So let's decode it. Okay, dropped.exe. So again, if we go back and look at our second question, what is the file name of the payload? Drop.exe. What method is it using to establish a HTTP connection between the files and the malicious web server? So again, decode. So we'll paste that in and paste that in, and there we've got our method. So we'd copy that, msxml2.server. So that's how we determine that. Again, just combining the two hexes and decoding them. And what's our next question? What's the user agent? So here we've got set request header. So here, start to decode this. So we've already got it decoding to user agent. So that is what we're after. And then we've got here Mozilla. And the last one they combine. So we don't need user agent in the answer. We've got Mozilla there. So what is the user agent string? And we've got Mozilla 4.0. So that's how we found it out, by combining all the hexes together and decoding them. Okay, what object does the attacker use to be able to read or write text and binary files? So again, we're just decoding. So we've got these two. Okay, db.stream ADO. Did I miss a copy there? Oh, I did. Sorry, just decode that again. I missed the start. Okay, so that's how we get that. And then our last question is, what is the object our attacker uses? So start to scroll down for some more hex to decode. Okay, get object. Here we go. Paste. Win management, root. Okay. So there we go. Win management root. CIM v2, win v2 process. Oops. And that's our final answer. So what we did is we just used CyberChef, and let me just load that fresh. Just in case you haven't used CyberChef before, we'll just paste in these two again. What you need to do is put your recipe in, and so it was from hex, so you just drag it across and drop it, and then you get your decode happening. So I mean, everyone probably knows that already, but just adding it in there in case you don't know, you just add by dragging it and dropping it, and that's how we can decode. Well, I don't need both in, but that's just to give you the example. Okay, thanks for watching. Let's move on to the next challenge.